Hey everyone, we are fresh back from watching this bizarre fucking film, so we thought we'd review it while it's fresh on our mind. Uh, I'm your host, as ever, Purple Midnight, joined by Amelia, who is experimenting with a new way of recording through her own phone.
He's thrown me out of my own room.
I said we wouldn't address that, but here we are. If she didn't record in another room, there was going to be crazy echo, but now you can hear her in her full glory, as opposed to me going, that didn't pick that up.
Yay.
Yay! So yeah, have fun with that. It's gonna be like having Morgan the way we do it with him, except he's like in a different house, miles away. But anyway, welcome back. Today we
May
are
I
looking at
add, Morgan, that you can barely hear?
yeah, but at least he's back. I'll have to see if we can if I can mess around with his volume on his end. But we'll get to that when he's next back, which should be soonish. I said I was gonna watch our next film over this week, so for now you're gonna have to deal with her.
No thanks.
You're welcome. Anyway, we decided that we would finally look at this absolute fucking monstrosity of a film called One-Eyed Monster. A film that you described several times as being a cheap porno. And to be fair, it wasn't far off. It was very fucking strange. There wasn't explicit sex, or
It was
well, there was a
generally
bit.
like watching a really shit porn.
Yeah. Considering Ron Jeremy is in it, it's pretty much that sort of it's got a fucking porn star as a several main characters. So quality is not up there. We did not expect a lot. We knew this film was going to be bad, but it's funny bad. It's bizarre fucking nonsense that we just found funny throughout. And I guess that may be the point of it. I mean, when you're making a film about a possessed penis, I guess you can't really not have fun with it. If you take yourself too seriously, it's just going to be shit, really. But here we are. But we did find ourselves laughing at least, whether or not that was intentional. I mean,
Well,
it was
I
cheap.
think personally you've wasted £2.50.
We've wasted £2.50 on a DVD, but at least we could have a laugh at it. I'm not getting rid of it. As bad as it is, it made for a funny film for us to do. So we thought we would just put it out there and pretend it never happened. But I'll still keep it on DVD. Excuse me. So, babe, did you want to? Did I even say that you were here?
Yes.
Okay, I did. That's fine. Who's coming in?
No one.
That's a lie. Right. Anyway, completely thrown off track now. So here, obviously, we are looking at One-Eyed Monster, an absolutely bizarre film. Completely forgot. I've completely gone off track now.
With really shit green screen, so...
Oh yeah, the quality and effects are absolute hot garbage. I mean, to be fair, at least the creature I'm gonna try and refer to it as our one-eyed monster. At least he's practical, as opposed to just being CGI.
Yeah, I feel like he's really unrealistic, though, to the real thing.
It clearly is a Sorry, that was someone interrupting our recording session very kindly. It was clearly like a what's a nice way of putting this without explicitly saying what it is? Fuck it, I don't care. It's a dildo that they've clearly repainted to look like a penis that was wet for some reason, which is just it smells disgusting.
It looked disgusting, and it looked really unrealistic as well.
It was hilariously bad. It was on the level of the cat from Scary Movie 2. With the level of decent looking effects, if you wish. They weren't decent looking, what am I on about?
The cat's more... I don't know, that film's more better than this one. This just felt like a really cheap, crappy corn.
Corn.
Mm.
It's corn. But anyway, we'll get into this and we can have a laugh as we go through it. Because there is some. Oh, you've been disturbed as well.
Sorry, guys. No, we're doing the review, but it wasn't working because his mic wasn't picking me up, and I had to repeat myself like 3 or 4 times. So because I've got it on my phone, the app, we're doing it like this. But then he said there was an echo, so I've had to come and sit in here.
Apologise for this, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen. She is very helpfully.
We've been recommended Beowulf.
She has very helpfully not muted her microphone while she's talking to someone else. So. Huh? Okay, we're still recording. Thank you. Fucking hell. Oh.
Thanks.
Anyway, quick little cameo there from someone else who's not going to be on the channel. Fucking hell.
Alright.
Mute your mic, babe. Let me
You know,
talk about.
he's telling me to mute my mic, and I'm not.
Thanks. Anyway, so this film is directed by Adam Fields and is written by him and his brothers Jordan and Scott. You can tell this is a film written by dudes by the sheer amount of dick jokes and just lots of references to genitalia, weirdly, for a film about a possessed penis. But yeah, it's very much, it feels like a low budget college film, like they would make for that. But God, somehow even worse. The acting is absolutely horrific, but we'll get into that.
It feels just as bad as the first Evil Dead, but a bit more funnier.
But at least Evil Dead was like a cult classic, and this is just crap.
True.
You just didn't like it, but like Evil Dead has a fucking fan base. This I found in CEX for £2.50 and thought, fuck it, this sounded funny and we could take the piss out of it. So here we are. Get ready for some fucking dick jokes, people being fucked by a detached penis. Yeah. It's
really terrible crying by one person who had to run off in tears, but yeah, it's fake.
It's low budget as low budget can get. It's a true B movie, and not the B movie. So anyway, in the rural California mountains, which I don't even know if that's true, if that even exists. There could be mountains in California. I don't know. I don't care. America. Ron Jeremy, who plays himself in this film, which I found out his exact length of his manhood during my research for this film. Research, I mean Wikipedia. 9 3/4 inches, if you must know. He is heading to film an adult movie with his cast. Veronica, played by Veronica Hart, another former adult actress. She does basically nothing for this entire film except die near the end. She gets knocked out earlier on. The movie sort of forgets about her, and then it's just like, oh, she's back. Oh, and now she's dead.
She just
Brilliant.
spends the whole film like asleep.
Yeah, pretty much. Angel. She is also played by a former actress named Carmen Hart. Rock, played by Johnny Lee, which already sounds like an actor name. When I looked him up, he was in Terminator Genesis as an unnamed character. That's what he's known for. Wanda, played by Jenny Guy, and Lance, played by Bart Fletcher. Along with them, they bring a crew made up of director Jim, played by Jeff Denton. I know him from somewhere, but I can't figure out where he is from. He has a face that I thought I knew, like you thought another character was. Cameraman Jonah, played by Jason Graham. You could not figure out where you recognised him from, but when we looked at him, like, his film credits, we couldn't find anywhere that we knew him from.
I thought it was the 100 of them on it.
It could be. Sometimes Google is a bit shit with their movies, like their credits. It could be in the 100 and the 100. We'll have a look after this. So yeah, cameraman Jonah, played by Jason Graham, sound guy TJ, Caleb Mayo, as in like mayonnaise, genuinely, and makeup girl Laura, played by Amber Benson of Buffy the Vampire Slayer fame, who she starred alongside what's her face, who was in Scooby Doo, whose name I forgot, Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Oh,
I think.
didn't know that.
So yeah, we had both characters from Buffy. The bus driver tells them he will pick them up on the Sunday, as well as a man that lives not too far away. Angel and Wanda share experiences that involve their escapades as actresses. Specifically, I don't want to specify. I don't want to specify, but it involves. Babe, do you want to take this one?
Sorry, what? Sorry, I've got lost. Repeat that all again.
Do you remember what the escapades are that they participated in?
Porn.
Well done. You're very smart. Rimming gentleman.
Did I get it right? What?
Rimming gentleman.
Oh.
Oh yeah. She says how she repeatedly hits herself over the head with a bit of wood until she can't smell anything. So that's interesting.
I think that's
Ron
bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't do
so
that,
Ron
guys. I
and
think that's
Veronica
bullshit.
reminisce about their first film together and how they're getting old. Veronica visits Jim and seduces him in order to persuade him into letting her have a scene in the film, which involves using the muscles in her lady region to essentially stop him from ejaculating. Yes.
I think that isn't far from the truth.
I don't know. I don't want to Google it.
I have a feeling that thing is possible, but
Possibly.
it's whether or not all females can control all the muscles.
I don't know. We're not experts on this, and I don't want to discuss it too much because, let's be real, I've probably already got this video age restricted by just talking about it. So let's not go into too much detail. So TJ is working on what he calls a neurotactile simulator, which is buzzwords. Don't mean nothing except a simulator does for this. Neurotactile, no idea how that's meant to make sense. That allows anyone to simulate anyone's body. It's basically a fleshlight with like motors on it that just, yeah. Anyway, this is getting weird. I knew this was going to be weird, but this is getting so much weirder now that I'm reading this shit out loud. Just watch the film, and you will understand why this it's so difficult to fucking talk about. There is just no way of explaining this without it sounding fucking insane. So Ron and Veronica sit down for their first scene, but Ron struggles getting it up. Getting some air, Jonah talks with him about the better old days. Ron watches a shooting star that crashes into him, causing him to collapse. He gets up afterwards and he's just fine and dandy. After recovering, he goes back in to continue the shoot until he rapidly picks up speed suddenly. And all of a sudden, he falls back, with Jonah believing Veronica to be on her period, ordering TJ to get tampons. God, this is where this is going to get very, very fucking weird very quickly. Seeing Ron on the ground, they realise that his penis is missing, and he quickly dies from blood loss. Genuinely, his dick fell off, and he died because he bled out from his penis. TJ checks the camera, and on it they see Ron's penis get up and run away, but we don't see it. For the sake of not saying penis a million times for this, it will be referred to as RP, which stands for Ron's penis. So where am I? In another cabin, Angel is practicing her moves when what I can only call fluid drips on her and RP attacks her at a POV shot. There's a lot of POVs from RP where you can see through his one eye.
This is so awkward.
Yeah, try writing about this film.
It was
One,
awkward watching it. Like, I just didn't know what to do. I just kept fucking laughing so much because I was like, how did you take this?
you were like, you really know how to pick them, don't you?
It's like, you know when you get an awkward scene when you watch a film with your parents and you're like, shit, you didn't realise there was like a smoochy scene, and then you're like, oh fuck, this is awkward.
Imagine that, but for the entire runtime of a film. An hour, 4 minutes, to be specific.
Yeah, that was the most awkward I've ever been, and when I get awkward I just tend to just constantly laugh.
Yeah, thank God they made us a comedy and didn't try and take itself too seriously. Wanda overhears the attack and goes to investigate, finding her being attacked off screen. As she says, to quote her exactly, Angel has a penis in her mouth. And everyone's just like, okay. She runs to another cabin where Laura, Rock, and Lance are. However, when the others leave, the penis comes in and does stuff with her. The three find Angel's corpse with a hole through her head.
It's amazing how it can walk as well.
It is very weird. Seeing it actually like move around is really fucking strange.
Well, they spent the first half an hour not showing anything, did they?
I'm glad they did show something though, instead of keeping it to really shitty like POV shots, because then it just made it funnier. Because that's the problem with a lot of monster movies, is they keep like the main monster off screen and it's really boring, and then there's like one shot and it's a complete letdown. It's like Bird Box, how the monsters in that are all off screen. It just doesn't help.
I've never watched it, but I've heard about it, and I don't really want to watch it because of the simple fact you don't see anything.
It's whatever they see is unique to them and causes them to kill themselves. So, but they never show what the people see. So it's just all of the like shit that would make you think, God, that is horrible. It's just like off screen, and like they barely mention it. They barely mention like what they see that makes them want to kill themselves. But
It's just
something so horrific.
if you're gonna do a film, you need to show these bits, because having a film without it, just constantly like point of view of the actors' reactions, just doesn't make me want to watch it. It's boring.
Especially in a film where it's like a horror. You can't have these like gory deaths and have a monster you can't see. It's just like, oh, okay. So what killed it? But I think one of the better executed ones is Jaws. Jaws keeps the shark mostly off screen for most of it. But how influential... Well, that's mainly because the fucking animatronic shark they had was so fucking unreliable. The amount of times the, like, circuitry and that would just shut down on them while they were filming, and they would just have to throw away that take because it was just shit. So they've mainly just kept it to the shark's POV, or like just seeing the attack happen. We'll cover that. I'm fairly sure I bought that on DVD not too long ago. The film is exceptional for what it achieves while doing so little with like the movie monster. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But also like how terrified it made people to go in the ocean. Anyway.
Yeah, I haven't seen that like properly. I've just seen snippets of it.
It's an older film though, so I'm not sure how you'll feel about that, because you fucking hate films that are quite old. I think it's the 70s. I think Jaws. I can't remember, but it's worth watching to see like how iconic it is. We'll cover that. Yeah. We're on about a killer penis, not a killer shark. So the film crew plan on what to do with Ron's body and take him outside to bury him in the snow. Rock storms out and plans on leaving the others behind, but the car he chooses is stuck, and he is attacked by RP. Lance and Wanda run to the crew and tell them about Angel when Laura appears, seemingly okay after her attack. A car horn sounds and everyone looks outside to see, putting it bluntly, Rock's body being fucked by the penis. Like he is propped up on the bonnet, not the bonnet, the fucking like dashboard bumping against the horn is so fucking weird. So yeah, of course, RP is doing things with his body before it escapes through the tailpipe. Ironically, after going inside of someone's tailpipe several times, he is now escaping through another. After burying Ron... Go on.
The thing that, like, fascinates me is how it can move so fast.
It's because it's an alien. It's an alien that has possessed a ding-dong.
It's just like how it can constantly move so quickly.
A good way of describing it is slithering like a snake. It's so fucking bizarre. I think you can watch it on Amazon if anyone's interested. I forgot to mention. Or you can find it in like any second-hand store cheap. Like,
don't watch it with parents, guys. It'll be really awkward.
Get drunk, watch it with friends, turn your brain off. Just embrace the kookiness and stupidity of this fucking thing. So, after burying Ron outside, Jonah begs to be let in after having a close call with RP, and attacks Jim when he is let in because Jim was going to leave him outside to die. The survivors hear RP communicating in Morse code, but when they open the door, it is the man that the bus driver told them about, named Motes. He is played by the late character actor Charles Napier. The group talk about what could possibly have happened, with TJ assuming the star was an alien life form that possessed RP. Jonah says they should kill it, which upsets Laura, who thinks they should trap it, but Motes pipes in and tells them that he will kill it for them. They decide to kill it when it's resting after using the simulator to help it finish. After drawing the short straw, Jim is sent to retrieve an axe from a nearby shed in order to kill RP with it. TJ shows Jonah another contraption he made, which is a motion sensor made out of a light meter. Don't know if that's possible, but apparently he says it is, using more made-up buzzwords. Jim reaches the shed and finds the axe alongside a snowmobile, but after realising the fuel tank is empty, the door closes behind him. And he fails to notice RP taking the place of a tool on the wall, but leaves with the axe. Seeing the penis, like, just there is so fucking weird. It's just a bizarre looking fucking prop that they used. So Lance and Wanda get all lovey-dovey with one another, and grossly lick each other as the lights go out. In the dark, they accidentally grab RP that attacks them in... don't know why I put in the dark again. That attacks them as Jonah and the others set the trap. The group get drunk and share their experiences, with Motes telling them of a time when his platoon was attacked and killed by another creature. Jonah leaves TJ and Motes in the kitchen in order to protect the others. Sometime later, the sensor begins to beep as RP has entered the room. It begins to use the simulator. But before it can finish, the machine malfunctions and shuts down, causing it to strangle Motes to death. It wraps around his neck like a scarf.
May I add, I feel like the size is unrealistic.
It could be his genuine size. I don't want to know. I really do not wish to know. So strangles Motes to death before killing TJ just as the power goes out. Jim volunteers to retrieve fuel from Jonah's truck as TJ suddenly appears at the door window, seemingly okay. But Jonah correctly figures out that RP is puppeteering his corpse as Jim begins to escape on the snowmobile. Yeah, by puppeteering, we all know what I mean by that. I don't need to clarify. In the bathroom, Laura finds Wanda and Lance dead and cocooned on the wall. Jim, while fleeing, is chased by RP, who causes him to crash before it splits him in half vertically. Ugh.
That was disgusting.
It was disgusting. It is practical, it is all there, and literally just... It reminded me of the death from Freaky. So that... Well, I think he got best kill in that, the guy who died in that. The professor.
Mm.
Obviously, like, how can you not? You get plenty of, like, deaths in films where they're split in half, like, sideways. But you never, like, horizontally, but it's rare to see a vertical, like, bisection. I think that's the word. I'm a big boy. I know big boy words.
Alright,
Back in the cabin, Jonah and Laura notice heat coming from an underground passage that may lead to a radio tower. There's literally steam on the floor from presumably a smoke machine. Because I don't think that would make sense for that to be like actual steam. The two of them grab Veronica and help her down into the underground passage. Like we mentioned, Veronica is forgotten about for most of the film, and then it's just like, quick, we need to get Veronica. So they help her down into the underground passage where RP follows them, having puppeteered a rat's corpse. At the end of the tunnel, they arrive inside the radio tower and barricade the way they came in. Jonah sends out a distress call, but Laura sabotages the radio as Veronica begins to regain consciousness. Veronica tells Jonah and Laura she will sacrifice herself in order to give them to save them, just as RP breaks in and lands on Laura. Jonah attempts to attack it, but goes for Veronica, which explodes when it finishes, killing it and Veronica as the other two escape. They get outside, and there's this terrible fucking CGI explosion made through like Adobe After Effects. It's cheap. It's awful. It does not make sense. I forgot to mention, but the green screening in this film is so fucking obvious, especially on the bus ride there. Because like the road they used for outside of the bus was not making sense. Because it's a side-on shot, but the road behind them was like diagonal. So they were essentially like drifting down the road. It's dumb. This film had to have been made for a laugh. There's no way they were like, this is going to be top-notch cinema. Like we've put an outstanding budget in this. Like this film could not be a disaster. Hopefully, anyway. I'd like to hope so. So, sometime later in a cabin, they hear what sounds like rain, but in reality, it's RP's fluids falling from the sky. As the credits roll, Laura heads outside to Ron's body, revealing she is pregnant as the film ends. Thank God! Thank God this film is over. What a fucking nightmare. So, babe, what are your thoughts?
It was really cheesy but funny, but it was really awkward, and it generally felt like watching a really shit corn.
Call it corn? You could say the P word if you want to.
Because that's what they do on TikTok. They call it corn instead.
Okay, it's hardcore cornography. Starring corn star Ron Jeremy. Anyway, it was very cheesy, it was very fucking stupid, but at the very least, it embraced the stupidity and it made us laugh, like, continuously throughout. Even if it was cheap, the acting was fucking horrendous. It felt...
Well, it's alright if you want to, like, have it as a laugh and that you want to watch it as, like, a one-off because you want something funny in that.
Or if you want to review it for YouTube and take the piss out of it.
It's not something that I would personally go out my way to watch again.
Oh no, this film was definitely much like a time and place film that I literally just saw it on the shelf and just read the back of it and was like, well, we're reviewing this. And oh my god, I didn't fucking expect it to be this fucking bizarre. But it made for an entertaining watch and it was just funny.
Yeah, definitely.
So of course we have to give the best and worst kill because it's a horror film where people die. Well, it's just a film where people die. We have covered films which aren't horror and given the awards. The best kill can obviously go to Jim. How can you not give a man being vertically bisected by a penis the best win, like the best kill?
I think I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't really ask me and be like, do you agree? But I think that was the most disgusting one.
He was a piece of shit and he gets split in half by a penis. And I think, realistically, the worst kill can probably go to Ron Jeremy himself. His dick falls off and he bleeds to death. while there are 2 kills which are off screen, at least they were funny. Like Angel had the practical like hole through her head, which is just stupid to think about. And then with Rock, there's the scene of him in the car. So Ron Jeremy losing his penis and then dying, I think, is a fair award to give for worst kill. So yeah, thank you for listening to probably the weirdest fucking review we have ever done. If we find a film that tops this fucking nonsense, I would be surprised. I mean, there's a film called Teeth. Everyone's heard of Teeth. It's the film with a killer vagina that has teeth in it. I'm not kidding. Amelia has briefly muted her mic for a second. She might still be talking to the other person. So, yeah, we might cover that one day. We've had a killer penis. We've got to have a killer vagina. Like, how could we not?
That sounds just as bad.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you ever so much for listening. I've been your host, as ever, joined by Amelia once more. Petal ASMR, the Obsidian Nook. You can find her link in the link tree in the description, alongside all of ours. And for now, we will see you later.